My name is Amy Cho, and I am a reporter at NBC4. I had a coughing for a couple weeks, wouldn't go away. So I was like, all right, let me go into urgent care and go get checked out. And so I went into urgent care and they checked me out. They said, yeah, it's probably just a cold, but we're gonna do an x-ray just to be safe. We did the x-ray, they were like, yeah, it's just a cold, nothing to worry about. But separately, totally unrelated, the x-ray found a mass in your chest and you should get that checked out. I was like, what? And they were like, it's probably nothing, just get it checked out. So I was like, okay. So I went and did the CT scan, got that checked out, and that came back as possible Hodgkin's lymphoma. I was 27, and this was just such a shock. It truly came out of nowhere. I felt so great, other than the cold, which did go away. That was totally unrelated. Like, I felt amazing. I was able to run and work out and just live a normal life. So to be told that, you know, you have cancer at 27, it was just absolutely unbelievable. Like, truly no words, just absolutely devastating.
Hodgkin lymphoma is not as common as non-Hodgkin lymphomas, but it is typically a disease of younger people. So in a younger population, typically between the ages of 15 and 35. Aimee subsequently was treated with 3 cycles of chemotherapy.
I am so thankful to currently be in remission. I finished chemo in the winter of 2022, right before Thanksgiving. So best Thanksgiving ever, to finally be done, to ring that bell. Yeah, it really just gives you such an appreciation for life, as cheesy as that sounds. Just, you know, such a different outlook, to be so grateful to wake up each day and to be healthy and to be able to do the things that I love and to spend time with my friends and family and to accomplish all the things that I wanted to accomplish that, you know, at one point I was wondering if I'd ever be able to. So just having been through all that and seeing all the support and the love from my family and friends truly meant the world to me. So yeah, I'm just really grateful to be here. Dr. Dunleavy was absolutely wonderful. From the moment I met him and walked in, he made me feel comfortable that I was going to be okay, which I'd been waiting to hear because I just didn't know. So when he was able to tell me, you're going to be okay, you're going to beat this, like, that made all the difference in the world for me. And he was just so nice in explaining everything and all of the different options and what I could expect as far as chemo. Because obviously, you know, I was 27. I had heard of cancer. I'd heard of lymphoma, but I really didn't know anything about it. And so to just have all of this thrown at me and having to learn all these different things at once and just try to understand my options and what was going to be best, super overwhelming. So they were really great at explaining and just making me feel like I was in good hands and that at the end of the day, it might be rough, but I was going to be okay.
Her life is completely normal now, and she leads a very active lifestyle. And the expectation is that the disease will stay in remission.
I started crocheting handmade teddy bears while I was going through chemo because I was so bored and I had nothing else to do really, and I had to stay home because it was COVID and I had no immune system because the chemo kind of knocks out your immune system, so I could not risk going out and getting sick. So I was literally stuck at home for 3 months nonstop, and my sister gave me this book on how to crochet. So I just picked it up and it was super fun and they're so cute. And I was making all these bears and I figured, why not donate them to kids with cancer like me who are going through the same thing, because I know how terrible it is to be stuck in the hospital and it's so scary, and you know, I just wanted to be able to do something to help and brighten their day. So I made several dozen of these now and I donate them to the pediatric oncology department here at Georgetown. I'm just taking it one day at a time because, you know, if this taught me anything, it's that you really can't plan ahead and you don't know what tomorrow brings, and you just have to enjoy every day like it's your last. But, you know, there's so much more that I want to do and accomplish and experience, and I hope that I'll be able to be healthy and be around for all of that and try to make the most of this second chance that I've been given.